So as a leader, you always want your message to come across and stick with those that follow you. You want your presentations, your writing, your speaking in any context to connect. And one of the ways to do that is story. And I'm excited because today we're going to talk with AmyK Hutchens about a few tips about really connecting with your audience with the power of story. Hey, what's up guys? Sean here, and I'm sitting here with AmyK Hutchens. How's it going?
Awesome, how are you?
I'm doing really great, and I'm excited to have you on this channel, and I'm excited because for those that maybe have never heard of AmyK, you are an author, business strategist, you've been speaking, you've been coaching CEOs and organizations for
years. Let's just stick with years.
Yeah, and for those that maybe have never heard of you, you've worked with Walmart, Wells Fargo, AT&T, and we've known each other for 2 years now, and I've heard you speak and really benefited from your principles, your tips, and grown as a leader. And I want to talk today about just one of the things out of your book, The Secrets Leaders Keep. And in the beginning, you start right off talking about the power of stories. And then the book itself actually is stories, and then you connect principles to them. So for those watching, talking about how to really tell better stories and communicate more effectively, why stories? And why not just say, you know, you should be more disciplined and give people 5 tips?
For those who don't know me, I'm a brain geek, and I know that we are hardwired for story. Stories engage us. And so the power of storytelling is to pull people in and let them relate instantly.
Yeah.
So one of the things is, you know, we want to do the PowerPoint, we want to do 10 steps to being a great leader. That's not sticky. That's not going to resonate. So when you tell a story, you get to say, here's this character, here's this context, here's their conflict, their challenge, their emotional state. And instantly the reader says, I identify with this person. And the minute that they identify with it, they're in. It's sticky.
Wow, okay, so we should start our presentations and reverse engineer anything that we're going to communicate with story. What are your few tips for weaving that in and doing that well?
One of the things that I coach leaders on is instant engagement. And you can do it by saying a year, provocative fact, provocative statement, provocative question, something that says, hey, I'm giving you a reason to listen. So I'll often do something like 1865, April 15th, 1 o'clock in the morning. You're like, ooh, where's this going?
Yeah.
Or you might say, what are the 2 secrets that every leader has? You're like, oh, I want to know what those are.
I need to know what the secrets are.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're pulling people in and you're engaging them instantly.
I love that. And so if you were to give a framework then, just to leaders, the first couple steps, maybe how often do you go back to stories in your presentation? Do you try to one story, application?
Yes.
Another story, application?
You got it. You've nailed it. So the idea is I'm going to pull you in with a story, and then I'm going to teach a lesson or an application. And then I'm going to tell another story, and there will be a lesson and an application. I didn't invent this. This has been around for a really long time, but it's been around for such a long time because it works.
I love it. And then lastly, what are some of maybe the mistakes that you see in this arena? Like other communicators you've listened to that...
Stories need to be brief. Okay. We don't want the 12-minute rambling story. We don't want too many characters. We don't want to get lost. We don't want to get confused. One short story, one short lesson, one profound message.
I love that. Awesome. So AmyK, tips on stories. And if you want to check out, we actually did a deep dive interview just on the new book, sharing other tips, sharing other principles. So we'll put a link in the YouTube description to that as well, and the full blog post over on thinkintl.tv. AmyK, thanks for being on.
Thanks for having me.